day, Harvey Elliott gets his contract sorted out, which I can never work out. I struggle with the young players where the contracts are up to, but what's dead interesting, I think, Phil, is what he says, which is he wants to be in the first team, or at least in and around the first team. And that to me, I thought was a real statement of intent from him. He's not doing the airy-fairy, it's nice to be a red, etc, etc. He's saying that that's what he wants.
I think after last season, he's entitled to have that mindset in terms of he's gone to Blackburn, he's been very, very good by all accounts. I'm not going to say I watched him on a regular basis for Blackburn, and you can only go off what you've read and you've seen in highlights and YouTubes and stuff like that, but he looks like he's ready for this level. I'm not necessarily sure I would not consider loaning him out for a year, but he's here, and that looks at the minute. Do you
think what he said says he thinks he's here?
Yeah, I think from what I read today, I think it was basically, I'm here, I'm competing next season, I'm absolutely fine with that. I think it's a bit of a different option because it frees Salah up to play centre forward a bit more easily than, because quite a lot of the time we've seen Salah playing centre forward and it's meant Mane on the right and then it's meant Origi on the left, and alright, Jota a bit more on the left now is a possibility, but having someone who is more of a right-sided player by trade, which is what I think Elliott looks like even though he's left-footed, it's a real option to just add a little bit of variance up front.
You into it?
Well into it. I mean, like...
Would you want him to go out again?
No, I want to see him now. Yeah. I was excited by him at Blackburn in the same way as Phil, in that I wasn't sitting down watching every game or nothing like that, but you saw the goals, you follow a few people who follow Blackburn and you can see they're genuinely excited about him. He was Young Player of the Year, I think, in the Championship. Was it 7 goals, 11 assists, something like that, which is obviously good. But the quality of some of those as well were brilliant. Like, do you know what I mean? There's one where he dinks the keeper and stuff like that, and it's a bit Kenny-esque. And I think when we saw him before he went out to Blackburn, you saw stuff and you were like, my God, he's so far ahead of anyone his age that I've seen for a long, long time. You saw how Milner was so excited about him as well. And I thought as well, not only did you see raw talent, you saw like bits of game intelligence. He even had, in that first phase he was with us, some of the balls he was playing across field and things like that. He wasn't just trying to beat everyone and put it in the back of the net. He was playing football in an intelligent way. So I think a period in the Championship won't have done him any harm at all. He would have had a load of groks trying to boot him up in the air. That's what you get when you play the bottom half of the Premier League as well, let's be honest.
Yep.
It's not a dissimilar challenge. So, the idea that he can, a lot of people now probably say, can he come in and repeat that in the Premier League?
He might not be grok proof, but then no one is.
Yeah, but like I think certainly against the lower down teams, he's got experience that is similar to that. Perhaps not when he's playing Man City and things like that, but that's all to come. But no, I'm excited about it, and I think when we've talked about him before, I sort of get the idea that he's got a brilliant, well, not even an idea, literally in the interviews, he's got a brilliant support network around him. The way his family have come up with him, he himself seems quite grounded. Everyone seems to like him, and we know from various people at the club are really excited about him and think he's got something special.
What I hate with stuff like this, Andy, is always the cynicism that it becomes that Liverpool are only promoting him because they're cheap, or that you got this notion that, well, you shouldn't be relying on someone like that, and that's something else that gets sort of thrown out. You can't just be relying on Harvey Elliott. I hate the fact that I feel like it invalidates my excitement. I'm really excited about Harvey Elliott. I'm really excited when he plays football. If they fucking pick him, first home game against Burnley, it's the thing I'm talking about, and now before kick-off, like, fucking get in, we're going to get to watch Harvey Elliott. I'm legitimately, unbelievably excited about watching Harvey Elliott play for Liverpool.
Yeah, he's shown last season he's a superb technical footballer. What was he, 17 when he goes out to Blackburn? As you say, in that league where it's full of rocks, a lot of young players get completely up in that league. How many times you see a young Premier League player who goes on to be a fantastic player, but even is recalled from their loan after 2 or 3 months in that league. It happens all the time. It happens all the time in League One. And for him to go out at 17 years old, as you say, Gareth, nearly 20 goal contributions last season. And yeah, it just seemed
playing for a mid-table team.
Exactly.
They didn't make the playoffs. They're not even in the chat for playoffs.
Yeah. And I think at one point did they lose 15 or 16 games in a row? They
went
on some mad run. Yeah.
They started the season well and then really just went like that. Yeah. Dropped like a stone.
And that's it's interesting because he kind of had a little bit of a dip in form through the season as well. He was dropped for a few games, but that's only natural. That happens to every player. You even look at, I know it's wildly different stage of their careers, but Mbappe and even Kane in the last couple of years have both had a bit of a dip in form at times, and they've come through it, and it happens for literally every footballer, and it's for it to happen for only 5 to 10 games in the Championship for Harvey Elliott, it's absolutely nothing to be worried about, and I think this pre-season he's going to get his opportunity.
Hello Reds, thanks for watching a preview of our video there. If you want to watch the full thing, just click join below and you'll get the full video as well as the rest of our premium package, including all you need before and after every Liverpool game. We'll throw in a few perks too, including discounts at the Anfield Wrap shop. Get it! So click join, get involved, see you on the other side. Up the Reds.